Because my expectation when I talk about these things, not my want, I do not want this, but my expectation is to make people angry, not scared. Now, and I don't want people half as angry as I have been. I don't want that. It's just my expectation when talking about these. Is if you know, right? That's my expectation. For my whole life, a lot of the things that people insist is a fear thing. I'm like, that's not scary though. Like, so, one thing I forgot what got me into where I stopped here, and I remember exactly what he said, but it reminded me of like the whole thinking everybody's your enemy thing. That's terrible, terrible, and realistically, I know that's not the truth, right? But trust, especially right now, sadly. I mean, what we just went through, man. I mean, the fact that we're still divided on this is insane. It's insane. Um, so trust is a very, for me right now, what I've learned is trust is, you really need to earn that. Sadly, I don't want to not. Here's the thing I would say. I don't know what it's like to have a doctor my whole life that I know and knows me, and you know, that kind of a thing, and we've been together and they know my history, they know my life, kind of in the sense of that, you know, right? I have no idea what that's like. If you have that, I would say, even if your doctor was wrong, at least they're one of the few people you probably could trust, right? And in regards to this stuff, and there's nothing. Look, I can also understand. I've seen discussion. I've seen people say they've had a doctor for 20 years and they had to leave them because of this. I mean, that's messed up, man. That is messed up. But I can also, I can understand people being wrong, right? This was all wrong, all of it, and we should have known better. Those of us that went, I mean, I should have known better. I did, man. I wonder. I have no idea. I have no idea how I would have responded to that event if I hadn't lost my mind down the rabbit hole. I don't know if I have no idea if I still would have went along with that if I hadn't been distracted in a sense, but that was not a normal distraction. That was hell. That was fucking hell, okay? That was so, and I still wouldn't call it a good enough excuse, but I am also grateful. I'm angry at myself. I'm guilty. I feel guilt. I'm ashamed, but I am grateful for myself, even because and the reason I have that guilt and shame is because I knew it was wrong. I knew it was stupid. I knew it didn't make sense while I was doing it. I just didn't know how to go against it because it was everybody everywhere where I lived, not in the world. I know there were people fighting back and stuff. I had seen the people fight back and you know, whatever, discussion and all that kind of thing. I saw the doctors get censored. I saw the nurses get fired. You know, I saw all that. I don't remember why I was saying that. But yeah, so I don't know. But what I mean, you get to the point where we're like, put them in camps or kill them. No, man, no. That snapped me back. Even if I'm wrong on these things, which I don't believe I am, I'm fine if I, like, you know what? As much as it would suck to be wrong, again, because that would suck. Don't take it lightly. I have to laugh. I have to. I don't believe I am, and that's fine. Again, whatever. But I do know what was bullshit. I'll bring it up again on the screen. Just one tiny example, okay? Out of an infinite amount of examples. I always start here. I will start here every time. It's all of them. All of them did this. I have way more than this. I choose to just show this one because, like, I mean, I could, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't make sense. It's bullshit. You know, all of them. That's on top of what I had known for all of my life. That's on top of literally a year before we were told to mask and take shots. Fauci had literally just said masks don't help. And I know that because I had seen that for the rest of my life as well. The whole mask while you eat, or take your mask off to eat and then put it back on. It makes sense. So a lot of stuff, pretty clear, obvious bullshit. You know, there is some clear bullshit involved. So I don't. I would rather be wrong in a way. I don't. And that's a tricky one. That is a tricky one. That is. 'Cause I find out I'm wrong. I'm like, oh shit. But no. Not with my understanding that I looked into the Pfizer court trials, even older ones, recent ones. I mean, those have never stopped. They've never stopped. Even the new ones with the ongoing one right now. But it's different now because they changed laws again. You know, so I looked at stuff, man. And again, that I suppose it could be wrong. That's why I had to come back out. I was like, I've said this about many of these things. Like, I was to the extreme, to the point where I'd seen enough to be fully convinced this is the truth. Like, holy, that's some. I mean, I don't want to believe that, but I am convinced. So, I'd rather be more open to, hey, you know what? But I would, you know, I would have to again be fully convinced that maybe that's not so correct. It does make a lot of sense though. Anyway, sorry. No, so yeah, I'm not trying to make people scared of anything or anything like that. Like I said, my expectation would people be angry at the right enemy. But it's not easy, you know. I mean, it's not. And on top of that, here's the thing that sucks about that, okay? Because there's no solution there, and so I understand these other people, these independents that will tell you build a community where you live, get to know your local farmers, and that's for real. That's their solution, and I don't disagree with it. I don't. It makes perfect sense. Makes sense. But it's not gonna not upset me, and I will remain upset because none of that is holding these people accountable. And I understand why. I mean, you look at the scale. I mean, I was talking about this yesterday. The scale of this, it wouldn't be invisible. It would not be invisible if we had real justice and real accountability. It would not be invisible. It wouldn't be behind the scenes. That's impossible. It would have to be public, and very public, and all details. It would have to be. So I understand these alternative methods that people offer, these alternative lifestyles that people offer, but I don't see them as realistic personally. I believe they're possible. I just don't think they're realistic. It's funny because if it's possible, it is realistic, but it depends on your situation. Really, for real. I mean, like Steve here, he joined friends and family as far as I can tell, where he's living out in the woods, which is amazing. That's cool. They've got a farm. They're good. You know, he's got a community. He was able to join that community though, through relation and whatever, right? You know, not everybody's gonna have that. Not everybody. And again, some people don't want to do that. I get it. I mean, one of the things about it for me, I love the idea of farming and stuff like that. I love the idea of it, but it's not something I actually want to do. I wouldn't be passionate about it. I'm down to do it, but I don't know, it just depends too. It depends on who I'd be doing with, you know, like the people that I'm around, how much of a relationship we have. I think if I'm surrounded by a bunch of people I love and care about, and we have a farm and a home and stuff, like I'd probably care more about the farm and the home that we live in stuff. But I've never been in a situation like that. I have had a family that I love very deeply, my mom and my sister, and that's it. I had a brother, which I also feel love for, but he died. We were very young. I was 8 years old. He was 5 years old. So we just didn't have like a longer relationship, is all. So I do feel love for him, but my lifelong family was just my mom and my sister. Um, I don't remember why I was saying that. And we were poor. We didn't inherit anything. We were always poor. And it was fine. I mean, my mom was amazing, man. For being poor ass people, she did everything she possibly could for our entire life to make us happy. Very impressive. Well done to my mom. Let me see. I think I don't know.